Thanks for joining me today. Today in Chicago is rather cool. The weather is quite cool, but of course it is fall. Fall in Chicago is a cooler season. Oh, fall. Why do we call it fall? There's a couple of reasons for that. It has primarily to do with the temperature that falls. That is, it decreases. We use the word fall to describe something that decreases or drops. Also, this time of year, not uncommon to see leaves on the trees that are coming off quickly. Those leaves also fall from the trees. So I think those are the reasons why we say fall, but the formal word is autumn. You won't hear many Americans saying autumn. We almost always say fall. Today, though, we're going to be talking about words that end with the CTS letters. CTS. Now, how does that sound? We have over 300 words that end with CTS. And these words have the X sound. English, the CTS sounds like X. Now, I know in Portuguese, your letter X has a few pronunciations. English does also. Very seldom, though, do we have words that end with X that don't sound like X. There are some exceptions, of course. It wouldn't be English if it didn't have exceptions, right? Anyway, I diverge. The CTS sound sounds like X. Let's go through a list. Now, on this list, you're going to see a couple of pairs. Three pairs. And it doesn't matter in these three pairs how the sound of the CTS is at the end of the word. What matters, though, is where the emphasis is on the syllable. There are two syllables in these particular words. The accent will be on the first or second syllable, but that is not relevant. What is relevant is the CTS sound is still X. Let's go through the list and I'll explain. The first word, a simple word, X. You can see CTS, but it sounds like X. A-X. X. Number two, we'll add a few letters to the beginning of X and we'll call it reacts. Reacts. Same sound. The CTS sounds like X, okay? Here are 4 pairs of words. These 4 pairs end with CTS, as I mentioned, but the syllable accent is on the second or first syllable. Let's go through it. For number 3, subjects or subjects. Subjects or subjects. Either way, it doesn't matter. The CTS still has the X sound at the end. The second pair, objects, 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 objects. Next pair, number 5, contracts, 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 contracts. And the last set of pairs, projects, 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 projects. And we're going to end with 2 simple words, insects and facts. Now, I want to illustrate one more thing. When you see pairs of words like subjects, subjects, objects, objects, contracts, contracts, projects, projects. Almost always, one is going to be a noun and one is going to be a verb. We covered that in a prior lesson. That's not so important today. What is important is the CTS sound. Thanks for joining me.